Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's February the 19th of 2025 with Brother Phil, Brotha Amir. We'll wake up everybody. Brother Phil, we've been talking about a lot of different herbs, over the course of the weeks, but I've gotten a lot of requests for us as men for the prostate. A lot of men are having issues with prostate, inflamed prostate, prostate cancer. Um, they don't want to get the surgery. Some have gotten the surgery. As you do know, I think you recommended one of your colleagues to me that ended up getting the surgery. But I wanted to share one of our number one products for the prostate. It's called the Payam bark. This Payam bark is a tree that's in Africa. It's a cherry tree in Africa. And the pine bark helps with your symptoms caused by enlarged prostate, pain in your urination, and frequent noration when you urinate. If you have a benign prostatic, okay, symptoms, it could be caused because of the enlarged prostate. That could come from sitting. A lot of us sit a lot, right? Outside of the diet, if you're sitting, as we do sit a lot, depending on the type of work you do, and then if you're coming home, you're just sitting around, you're not getting up, moving around, that can cause the prostate to be inflamed. Most doctors, they want to tell you have prostate cancer. That's one of the worst surgeries that a man can have, because basically they're going to gut you, and a lot of times there's no coming back from that as far as your manhood, So Payam bark is a really good um, herb, as well as saw palmetto, a variety of different types of herbs. But this one is really good. It helps to fight cancer as well. It helps to shrink the prostate, but it's also good for kidneys as well. Um, but I've seen most of my customers have a lot of success with this, but you got to be consistent. Again, you got to change that diet, get off that dairy, because a lot of it's caused by dairy, as well as, like I said, doing a lot of sitting, a lot of pork, a lot of fried foods. Got to change the outlook on how you eat. Um, but prostate problems are becoming more prevalent today, and even younger men as well, not just older gentlemen, but younger men as well. Again, it's because of what they put in the food. So I would recommend, looking at it. Also, is good if you have erectile dysfunction. A lot of men are suffering from that because of prescription meds. That, and your diet. You know, um, and you want to take care of your manhood. Naturally, without having to do the blue pill or some of these other pills that they're selling over the counter and prescription meds that's causing other kind of side effects, causing heart attacks, strokes, heart palpitation. So there's a variety of different herbs for men on the site. We have one that's called Harnapo, really good, helps to build up the libido, testosterone, because there's no getting around it. Once you turn 30 as a man, your libido, your testosterone is going to drop every single year. But you want to find out how can you keep it as high as maximum as you can. And that's with a variety of different herbs. We have one that's called Lion's Jungle. We have one that's called Harnapo. We have Tonkat Ali. We have another one that's called Castash, which is really good. These are all herbs and plants that are different parts of the world. They don't really grow here in America, but they also will build up your libido, your testosterone. Good for us that work out and want to build mass naturally. Another really good one is called alfalfa. That's what our horse is. When you look at a horse, you see a horse that's real lean and powerful looking. That's what they're eating all day long, the alfalfa. Men can get the same thing if you're into bodybuilding or wanting to get buffed up or lose weight. Gives your body a lot of energy. So these products you can find on our website at www.goldenmoringausa.com. That's where the herbs are. Our teas are at www.goldenleafteas.com.
And let me ask this question, man, since we're talking about, like you said, manhood, and libido.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know a lot of people are out there taking you mentioned the blue pill, the Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other one's called Cialis.
That's correct.
And lately I've been seeing this other one called Roll Sparks,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah.
So the thing about all the ones you mentioned, these are all natural.
That's correct.
So there's no side effects, correct?
That's right.
And of course, we know the regular doctors, when you're going to see yours, they're going to prescribe you with those medicines,
That's right.
right, that are going to cause you other problems. Whereas these ones that you're recommending that are on your website are all natural,
All natural.
right? You take these here, there's no concern whatsoever about some harmful side effect that's going to probably be detrimental to your life.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of stuff out here. I know people, even younger people, man. I remember working, this is, of course, 20 years back for me, but some younger brothers, man, were starting to take those blue pills.
Yeah.
Quite naturally, I guess, whatever they do for you for ED, erectile dysfunction, it was making their sexual encounters longer or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these guys were thinking about health.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we're younger, we think we're invincible. And the reason I'm speaking on it is because side effects, right? Somewhere down the line, if you're taking these medicines, you're going to more than likely face some other ailment that could be fatal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know folks out here listening, people want to stay active, with your mate, your partners, whatever. And, lack of information can be costly to us. Can't emphasize this enough. No matter what we discuss on here, what we talk about, you hear Brother Amir speaking on these herbs. Do your due diligence. Cross-reference the herbs yourself. Because when you go online, wherever your resources are, most people go to Google. Just go on there and read up on these things for yourself, to know that everything out here can be done naturally. And I do hear a lot of people, I know you get it because you are a purveyor in the products. The biggest concern people have is they're always talking about how much does something cost. Right? And there's nothing in this world free, but people are always asking how much something costs.
Yeah.
So I guess this is just a comparison. If the cost could be your life.
That's right.
Right? There's no, you can't put a price on life, right? If we can go in the store and buy another life, most people would buy as many of them as they can, store them.
That's
I mean,
right.
just, keeping it real.
Yeah.
So don't concern yourself with the cost. I mean, it's got to be reasonable, of course. But if you're paying $25 for a bottle of something that's going to give you the same thing these poisons will give you, but will not cause you any side effects, the cost should be irrelevant.
I share this with you as well. I go to the gym. I have a lot of customers over at the gym.
Right.
This past summer, a group of young gentlemen that were taking protein. They were late teenagers, 18, 19 years old, but they had been told me they had been taking protein since they was 12, 13 years old, right? And they happened to share with me, and I know it because it's out there, that their testicles were shrinking as a teenager. And that's one of the side effects for taking protein. That's because it's fake, right? Just think about it. You take something, a powder, you put it in a drink, you stir it up, and then in a couple weeks, you got muscle mass, right? And then when you stop taking it, your muscle mass shrinks.
Yeah.
That's not natural.
Yeah.
Okay, you can get your protein. Your protein is in your food. Protein is not in a powder that you buy in a big jug at the health food spot. There's so many different chemicals in there. You don't know what you're putting in your body. But one of the number one side effects for a man is shrinking of the testicle. The number one side effect for a woman is shrinking a woman's breast. Now, I don't know too many women that want to be flat chested, when they have breasts. But if you look at the average woman that's in these gyms working out and they going hard, right? Their breasts are gone.
Yeah.
Their breasts are gone. They literally are changing the DNA of the way they look like a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most women that you see that are into weightlifting, bodybuilding, I mean, professionally, they in this area here, they're like men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just something to think about. When you're taking protein, your protein is in your food, ladies and gentlemen. There's no protein in a box. Okay, that's powder. That's not protein. That's something that is fake, made, to trick your body into thinking it's going to work this certain way. And then two, there's some people that have been taking protein for a very long time. and their body hasn't changed because it's not in your genetics. Okay, I see people at the gym that's been in the gym for a very long time, and their body mass has not changed, and they take protein all the time. If it's not in your genetics, it's not in your genetics. I mean, I give you. I hate to go off track, but we, like I said, I was at the gym. I was just at the gym. Today is Wednesday. I was at the gym on Monday. I'm working out, and I see this young lady. She's not too far from me. She's lifting weights, and her structure of her buttocks is, you can see it was fake, right? And I guess it was new. That's the job she got, because when she was doing her squats, she was literally taking her hands and like trying to mold her buttocks, because it was so out of shape. It was, and it wasn't no shame in the game. You know what I mean? It wasn't just me. It was other people like glaring in, like, "Are we really seeing this?" And it's just amazing. Again, if it's not in your genetics, you could look at a woman and you could look at her thighs. If her buttocks is not okay matching her thighs, that's not for you to have a big butt. Okay? And again, short term, long term effects. We know people that have gotten these surgeries, and now the what they got inside them has gone bad, is rotten inside of them, where they have told me they have literally cut them in half to get this stuff out of them. Now they're all messed up internally. And some of these women that we know are not even 35 years old.
I can't believe what I see. I mean, I'm glad that I'm an older gentleman now, but I was never fascinated with imitation, physical bodies. You're born with what you're born with, and if you think about it, we're all unique.
Mm-hmm.
What we glorify as, I guess, attractive body styles, right? And I get it. I mean, it's being sold to us our whole lives. What the perfect physique looks like for a man, and what a beautiful looking body looks like for a woman, and we're attracted to it. But to put your life in jeopardy to look good in a photo or to look good to the naked eye is insanity to me. You know what I mean? And I guess there's a group of us out here that we're encouraging these women to go do these things, because for me, maybe I'm just the old school brother, but the fake eyelashes I see looks crazy to me. I don't see the attraction. And like I said, for people doing it, I mean, each his own. But if you just take care of what you were blessed with, and I know there's people born with some kind of disformities, with sicknesses, whatever you would call it, right? But just take care of yourself. Whatever happens naturally is what you should go with, because you probably have a happier, longer, healthy life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, to each his own. I'm just sharing
Absolutely.
how I think
Absolutely.
and what I feel about it. I would never encourage a young lady to go have some surgery to be appealing to people out here, because at the end of the day, it's just something you look at, right? Something looks good to you, but for us as humans, what are you on the inside is most important.
Yeah. And I think too, just to piggyback on what you just said, brother, is that we as men, I'm talking about brothers,
Yeah.
I think we don't do enough of telling our women how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
So our women have looked, and a lot of them are in denial, because when you have that conversation, man and woman, about sisters wanting to look like the Kardashians, right, or look like Barbie, right? They're like, nah. I said, but at the end of the day, you putting on somebody else's hair,
Yeah.
you putting on somebody else's eyelashes. They've already said in the next 10 years, they already said putting on eyelashes with that glue, getting in your eye follicles, that there are going to be so many people blind
Wow.
or have a certain kind of eye disease. They said right now they don't even have names for the eye diseases that are going to be coming from the simple fact of putting on eyelashes, because you got to put glue to have it, right? So where's that glue going?
Yeah.
Okay, you got eyelashes. We got pores. So where's the glue going on your eye? It's going in your eye ball, going in your eye socket, in the back of your eye. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, as far as the men, we need to do a better job of telling how beautiful and good looking, gorgeous, whatever terms you want to give our women, we need to start telling our women, as well as our daughters and grandchildren, how beautiful they are at an early age, so that becomes the norm, okay, on what they expect versus somebody telling you on a commercial, somebody on social media, and you looking, like Brother Phil said, that this is the description of what beauty looks like. And everybody at the end of the day are copying our women. Everybody wants to copy our women. Our women have always been busty, have always had big bones. Not all, but the majority. Our genetics are totally different than the European genetics from start to end. From our nose, from our lips, our cheekbones, our voices. Everything about us is totally different than the genetics of a Caucasian when you look at somebody that's African American or African descent.
And yeah, so what Brother Amir saying too, just think about it, right? This is Black History Month. We got to do a better job as people of color, African descent, of glorifying our women in their natural state. Because the end result of all this fake stuff, and just think about it, you're trying to look good to impress someone or to appeal to somebody, but at the same time, you're putting your health in harm's way, right? Just like what he just said about the eyelashes, because I just see a lot of it. And I see young teenage girls. So you're putting something in your eye while you're a 20, 25-year-old, not thinking by the time you're 35 or 40, you may end up with glaucoma, or as he said, they may not even have names for these diseases because these chemicals are bleeding into your eye. And it can't be that serious that you're willing to take that risk just to say, what society says is beautiful, this is what I look like now. And then 20 years from now, that's a short life if you check out in your 40s.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Or your 20s, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are not leaving their 20s for a variety of different reasons.
Yeah.
So, again, we just wanted to enlighten the beauty of us, especially our women, from albino to jet black and every color in between. Glorify us.
Yeah.
Let's glorify our women, our children, as well as the sisters glorifying us as men.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Until next time, peace, like,
Peace, y'all.
follow, and share.